Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Broku. Welcome back to another What If video. So yeah, guys, it's been a while since I've been doing What If videos, but basically gonna be doing them once a week now, for now at least. And so this is the what if of what if Vegeta's sacrifice actually worked against Majin Buu and it actually killed him? How would that change the story? And so, gotta check real quick because I do have to credit somebody who did suggest this idea. It says, so credit to Saw R Dran 24. And this is basically what if Vegeta actually managed to kill Majin Buu with his explosion. I thought that was a good idea because that is a moment I loved when I first saw it. And I thought that Buu was actually gonna die. And then Babidi was going to be the main villain or something like that. Because Babidi was still alive. He just barely... I don't know. I don't remember exactly. But I thought it was going to work, and it didn't. It was such a great emotional moment for the series. But, you know, it didn't work. Buu came back, and the arc continued. Vegeta came back as well, though, so it's all good. Anyways, guys, my what-ifs are not basically what would actually happen. That's mainly what it is. I try to keep it in the realm of possibilities, but I also like to turn into more of a story. So this is gonna be like 70% theory, hypothesis, and 30% fan fiction or something like that. Yeah, third nipple of truth right there, guys. But anyways, so I'm gonna go over this video, and yeah, I'm rocking this because it's super hot today, and I didn't want to like be bogged down with the t-shirt, but anyways, guys, we're going to get into this video. Remember, guys, not all of this is what I'm saying what will happen or what will likely happen. This is just something that I think could happen in the way I'm telling it. And also, guys, I'm back on Discord. I finally fixed my phone so I can go on Discord on my phone. So if you guys want to join me Discord, if you want to talk about Dragon Ball, anything, if you want to debate other people, maybe even debate me once I get better at debating again, join me Discord. That'll be linked down below. And yeah, so just if you do know, I have 2 different accounts on that channel. So if you're talking to somebody named Broku72 or Broku no Hero, that is me. So anyways, guys, let's get with this what if. Vegeta's sacrifice in the Buu arc is one of the most hype, badass moments in Dragon Ball Z, as well as one of the most emotional ones. This is because, you know, Vegeta is this aggressive, selfish badass, but he is sacrificing his own life. Not for himself, but for others. For his son, for his friends and family, for Earth. He's doing that not for himself when he basically has been super selfish throughout the entire series. So, it was a good moment, and he sacrifices himself, basically releases all of his power, and kills Majin Buu, although he doesn't because Majin Buu regenerates. So yeah, unfortunately for him and the rest of the cast, Majin Buu came back. But what if, say for some reason, this actually works on Buu? Vegeta says goodbye to Trunks and Goten, talks to Piccolo a bit, and then he does his ultimate sacrifice, and this kills Majin Buu, or Fat Buu, whatever you call him. Buu is just dead, and Vegeta is dead too. This, in my opinion, would make Vegeta's sacrifice much more heroic and more noble. Now, yes, Vegeta still did the action no matter what, but altering the success of said action is what can make it even more popular, even more momentous. You guys don't know, there's this famous Viking battle when the Vikings, I believe it was the Norwegian Vikings, tried to invade England. It's the famous battle, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like where there was one Viking left on a bridge, and there was like a dozen English knights coming after him, and he basically held off, and while he did die, and they did not fail in their invasion, it still has become a famous myth or tale because of him basically holding off the knights so that the other Vikings could escape. So that is already famous. Now imagine if this knight had actually survived and defeated all the knights coming at him, which would let the actual Vikings come back and invade England. That would be a much, much, much more famous and momentous thing. So if Vegeta's actual sacrifice is actually successful, it's even more momentous. It'll make him look even more heroic because he succeeded. Now basically what happened in the immediate time is Piccolo in the actual series, he was walking around and he would see Babidi. And what actually happened is Buu regenerated and then healed Babidi. But in this scenario, Babidi is weak. I believe he was like cut in half, like Darth Maul style. I believe Piccolo, or whoever was there, would just kill him, and that would be the end of the Buu saga, the end of the Majin saga, the end of Babidi. It'd be done. Buu's dead, Babidi's dead, Babidi's minions are dead, and now Vegeta is dead, and Goku, in my opinion, is going to stay dead. He basically came back to life because of all of the events that happened later on. So because of that, I do believe Goku stays dead, and so does Vegeta, and they would train in the afterlife together. But this actually leaves a void in the main cast. There's no Goku, there's no Vegeta, those were the two main guys. Now the only Saiyans left on Earth is Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. And then you have Piccolo, of course, as being that fourth option. So what I do believe would happen is that because of this void being there, there's no Goku or Vegeta, I think Gohan has a possibility of actually training and stepping up his responsibilities. Now, Gohan's become a meme of being so lazy and too much into school, but if you alter this, so Gohan got to this peak of power in the Cell Saga, and then basically, after peace was there for 7 years, he kind of just stopped. But what we have to remember is that Gohan not only thought that there was going to be peace, but he also knew that Vegeta was still there and Vegeta was still training. So that could have been back of his head and making it so he didn't really want to train. But now in this scenario, Gohan will know that peace is not a constant thing, and he also will know that Goku and Vegeta are dead. So it's up to him and everybody else, not Goku or Vegeta anymore. And also, Gohan would have his failure of what he did to Buu. If Gohan had actually stayed and kept training, he could have maybe stopped him, stopped the deaths, and stopped Vegeta's death. And also, rainforest. So in my opinion, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks are training basically under Piccolo's tutelage. Now I do believe that Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, when they're transformed, would easily be stronger than Piccolo, but Piccolo is probably the most experienced and the best overall martial artist trainer there, so he would train them. And so, basically, he'd be training them for years or whatever. It's kind of a big debate on when the Battle of Gods happens. Is it 6 months after the Buu saga, or 4 years? And I do believe it's more likely to be 4 years. So, the four of these guys train for 4 years, and so Goten and Trunks, they get Super Saiyan 2, Gohan gets Super Saiyan 3, and Piccolo gets much, much stronger. Now, also, for those of you can say, Gohan doesn't train, he always stops training. I'm going to say, fuck it. Because he still trained with Piccolo when the Tournament of Power was happening, so there is still shows that he will train when he needs to. And this would be a completely different mind-altered Gohan because of the events of what happened. Now, I do believe within this 4-year gap, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks will all completely blow Goku out of the water in terms of power. This is because the Hybrid Saiyans they have way more potential than Goku ever did. And, for example, Gohan was only like 11 years old and vastly surpassed Goku in the Cell Saga. And then Goten was 7 years old with minimal training, was almost at Gohan's level, who was a teenager. So these Hybrid Saiyans have extreme potential, and so I do believe that they would all surpass Goku after this 4 years of training together, and Piccolo might even be on that level of Goku as well, because he'd be training with them and getting way stronger. Now with Beerus waking up and dreaming of Super Saiyan God, he would not go to King Kai's planet. Goku wouldn't be there. Goku is dead. Goku's in the afterlife. He is training in the afterlife like he did between the 7-year gap, the 7 years of peace. So, but Beerus and Whis would not go to King Kai's planet. They would go to Earth, because if they're looking for the Super Saiyan God, that's where the 3 Saiyans they know are there. Which, while I was doing this video, it made me want to do a different video. The video I'll be doing next week for the What If, or my next What If will be what if Broly went to planet Vampa, where Broly is, because technically, Whis probably should have been able to see a Saiyan was there. But still, he goes to planet Earth, and he's confronting Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, trying to find what the Super Saiyan God is. Beerus arrives on Earth and basically says, I'm looking for the Super Saiyan God. As to which Goten, Gohan, and Trunks just don't know what he is talking about. They know Super Saiyan, and Gohan even says that. And he's like, no, I have this. And Gohan flexes his muscles, raises his ki aura, and his hair goes blonde, and he goes Super Saiyan. But that isn't what Beerus is looking for. Super Saiyan is different, and thus Beerus is getting angry and is going to destroy the planet, as to which Gohan, of course, would try and fight him. Now, I do believe that just Super Saiyan Gohan alone would surpass Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He'd be way stronger, and therefore would be giving Beerus a much better fight than he would anticipate. Then go on to go Super Saiyan 2, and then go Super Saiyan 3. But this, of course, would not be enough. Now, I could really go the ass pulls with Gohan, where he basically went from pretty weak in Dragon Ball Super to just training with Piccolo and retaining his ultimate form. You can argue that Gohan was at least Super Saiyan God level in the Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power. But Gohan never goes through his training with the Supreme Kai in this, doesn't have the ultimate form, and also, I'm just trying to craft a better told story than Dragon Ball sometimes. Because the ass pulls are pretty ridiculous at some points for sure. But still, Gohan goes Super Saiyan 3, and he is putting up a good fight against Beerus. But it's not enough. And Beerus will do pretty much the same thing that he did to Goku in Dragon Ball Super. A chop to a pressure point, Gohan goes unconscious, reverts to base form. And then it similarly happens again. Goten, Trunks, they transform to Super Saiyan 2, Piccolo powers up, Yamcha, Tien, Krillin, Android 18, they all power up as well. And they zoom in and they try and all just basically gangbang Beerus. But as we all know, they would not be nearly strong enough to do this, and he would casually just stomp them. But this is where it leads to Beerus wanting to destroy the planet. Beerus was going to do that. But then what happened in the original story, Super Saiyan God came to fruition. So Beerus lifts his hands, puts energy into it, and throws down a destruction ki blast onto Earth, and it's plummeting down, and it's going to destroy Earth. Nobody can stop it. Everybody's too weak after the battle, and they would be too weak in the first place to stop this. But then something happens. They hear a wisp through the air, and the attack is just completely dispersed. Beerus' destruction attack is just gone. And everybody is just really confused. They didn't sense any ki. What stopped this? And when the actual the smoke of this attack dispersing, it is revealed that Android 17 is the one who dispersed this attack. As you know, Android 17 was shown to be like a Super Saiyan Blue level fighter in the Tournament of Power, so that would put him likely at above Super Saiyan God Goku during the Battle of Gods arc, and therefore what would happen here is Beerus would be fighting somebody which would fit the power that he wanted to fight of a Super Saiyan God. So you would see like a smile on Beerus' face. He couldn't sense Android 17's power, but he would get a sense of how strong he is just based on their fight. So Android 17 would put up a bigger and better fight against Beerus than Super Saiyan God Goku. Android 17 also has infinite stamina, has his power of force fields, and also Beerus cannot sense his ki, which gives Android 17 a slight advantage, and therefore you have a better fight for Beerus. So Android 17 actually does more of a suffice for Beerus' quench for a good fight, and therefore he actually decides to not destroy the Earth, but also as a consequence completely forgets about the concept of a Super Saiyan God. This is because if Android 17 comes in, a creation by a human, and does better than what the Super Saiyan God was, then that's going to quench his thirst. Maybe. Probably. He will still keep that in the back of his head, and maybe he'll be reminded one day, but as of right now, he's just focused on Android 17, and they'll hopefully fight again one day. At the end of the fight, Android 17 and Android 18 would embrace each other. Android 18 would just be very glad to see Android 17 again. It's been a while since they've seen each other. Android 17 and 18 would embrace, and Android 17 would meet Android 18's and Krillin's daughter, Marin, and it would be kind of a big, meeting each other again, because Android 17 has not been seen since the Cell Saga. And, he is also their savior at this point. So somebody they haven't seen in a while, who was basically just now their savior. And so Android 18 would pretty much exchange, oh, Android 17, or brother, I missed you. Sister, I missed you too. They'd hug each other, and it'd be pretty much, just a good meeting or re-meeting, and this would leave Gohan, Goten, and Trunks on a huge mission on a quest for more power. Beerus existing proved Gohan's suspicions that the Earth will never truly be under a long era of peace. There will always need to be protectors. So Gohan, Goten, and Trunks work and train together to try and expand upon Super Saiyan 3 and see if maybe the extension of Super Saiyan 3 is Super Saiyan God. And also, these are not the only people influenced by this fight. We go to the afterlife, and we see Goku and Vegeta, who had just fought as Super Saiyan 3s and training together, had witnessed this fight, had gained the knowledge of a Super Saiyan God, although not knowing what it was, just that it was a concept that existed. So Goku says to Vegeta, "Vegeta, what's a Super Saiyan God?" And Vegeta would say in response, "Kakarot, I know just as much as you. I don't know what it is. Let's train and let's see." So Goku and Vegeta would try and kind of think, if there's 3 forms of Super Saiyan so far, what if there's even more? What if Super Saiyan 4 is Super Saiyan God? What if Super Saiyan 5 is Super Saiyan God? Or an equivalent? Because if Super Saiyan 3 was that powerful of a form, then Super Saiyan 4 could be godlike in nature. But anyways, guys, that's really it for the video for this What If. Of course, what's happening next is the arrival of F-Arc. That's going to start pretty much the same, where Frieza gets resurrected and all that stuff. So don't really need to go into that much. I'll go into that next video if you guys do like this What If. So if you guys do enjoy this What If, please leave a like. And let me know if you want video cam for What Ifs with the editing I did for this video, or if you want the old style where it's just completely not my face and it's just completely edited. Let me know what you prefer. And also, guys, if this does hit 1,000 likes, that'd be very much appreciated. If this does well, I'll do a second part. If not, then I'll do a brand new What If. So, I guess what I said earlier in the video, that my next What If will be, what if Beerus went to Vampa? That's only if this video doesn't do good. If this video does good, I'll do a next part. And then once this series is done, I will go on to the next What If. But anyways, guys, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you did enjoy this video, share it to your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.